Good evening and welcome in to the UTLR podcast. It is your main man, UTLR Storm, on the mic this evening. And followed me in the booth tonight is our one and only SP, LRS, and HG is unfortunately out tonight, but we do have our special guest still in the booth with us tonight. Is Flash. Welcome on in, man.
Good to be here. Happy to be here.
We are excited to have you on board with us tonight, as it's going to be a great one. Um, Luke, LRS, or I'm saying the same person.
Yep,
LSSP.
yep, yep.
What y'all up to?
Cold.
Nothing. Yeah. Okay, you're cold.
Boo hoo.
Yeah, literally nothing. SP's got a lot going on, I think.
I do have a lot going on, but I'm not mentioning anything right now.
SP's trying
Look at
to. Well, I was about to say, SP's trying to not freeze to death. And let's just say, in the title there, as SP can probably find out in the chat there, but tonight is titled SP. What happened?
Nah, shut up. You did not just title it that.
This one was staying hidden from him, so
No, I hate you guys. I hate you guys. There's no way you actually named it SP. What happened?
yes, sir. It's on stream right now.
Oh
SP.
my!
What happened?
Oh
And
God.
we're going to dig right into it when we get into the league portion and we get to that section. So yes, sir, we are. It gives the viewers something to talk about. It gives us to talk about.
Oh,
I
great.
said we needed stuff to talk about. So you gave me a list, and I got with Luke. So
Uh, I love you guys.
Yeah,
What would you
I
like?
tried to get that dude to do, like how he does for the sports. What happened? But he didn't answer.
oh,
No, that would have been the funniest thing ever.
that
I
would have
would
been the
have
best.
died laughing. SP, what happened? Nah.
Well,
Okay,
so
so
let's get right into it, shall we? But first, don't forget. Oops, wrong click there. But don't forget, of course, we do have our social media um, here this evening, and forgot to upload the picture. Oh my god. Okay, so
One job, nice.
there was one picture I did not get to upload. So our new social media tabs. Um, I may have it, I may not, but it'll be uploaded next week. But guys, don't forget you can check us out right here on Twitch as we are live right now on every Friday night for the podcast and everything UTLR pretty much. You can also find us afterwards if you want to check in and listen in after we're done here tonight. You can check in on YouTube at UTLR Live. And then the new graphic has our updated Spotify account that I posted across our social media platforms. We are on Spotify now. You can go find us on UTLR Podcast on Spotify, and that will be also after. We're not live on there. We're just posting it after the fact. You can find our previous 3 episodes already up on there. We started that up last week, so go check us out on Spotify. Give us a shout out, follow. I don't know how Spotify does that, but go check us out. Uh, Show us some love over there as that is up and going for the first time. So we're going to get right into the league business. So around the league, as always, we're starting off here this evening. And Luke, I'll kind of let you go right into the Cup Series in general.
Yeah, the Cup Series race kind of played out like almost every other race this season. We had really, really good racing in the first couple of stages. And then actually we had really good racing in the final stage, and a late caution came out and it caused chaos, a lot of hurt feelings, which led to the title of the podcast. And then yeah, just a lot of people were not happy, and yeah, just a lot of hurt feelings. I mean, I was fine. I finished 13th, but I didn't complain, so.
I mean, I wasn't complaining. I led a couple laps, and I thought I had the win. And Mole came out of nowhere and capitalized when he needed to. Flash, what did you think of the race?
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't have any complaints before I got dumped at the end. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to mention names of how I got dumped, but I didn't have any complaints before that. I came in home 14th. Just gotta bounce back next week in New Hampshire. We're gonna try. Got to try to find someone to dethrone Mo. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we need to, big time. But yeah, with that, SP's gonna hate me again. But this is uploaded like literally maybe 2 minutes before the stream started. But since
Don't you?
if you're new and you don't know what happened, we're going to show you of the
No, we're
SP
not gonna show him.
what happened. It
No,
is in here.
no, we are
I
not
have it
gonna show
uploaded.
him.
So before I show it to y'all, FYI, if there's anybody of young age watching, there is profanity
Oh
in here. Even though we don't mind
A
it.
lot of
There,
we
yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
mind, like we say it all the time in the podcast, y'all know it, but just FYI, there is a lot following this
Uh-oh.
Phoenix race. So we're going to get right into it. Let y'all listen in. This is post race in an interview for his third place finish at Phoenix. Take a listen.
SP, you got a copy?
Yep, got a copy.
Well, dude, you were looking really strong in the earlier stages of this race. Got your second stage win of the season, and then stage two and early in half of stage three, just kind of caught up in some bad luck. Got caught a lap down, but ultimately, through you were able to pull a podium finish out of the fire here from Phoenix of all places. Talk me through a really up and down race for you, man.
Yeah, no, when you have a fucking lap car 17 laps down blocking you and just fucking not letting you go, there's a fucking problem right there, and I'm fucking sick of it. It has happened 2 nights or two races in a row now. I'm done. I'm not doing this shit again. This is fucking horrible. I mean, yeah, I'll take a third place. Tomato should have been up there, but no, he got sent by 17 fucking other drivers. It's fucking pathetic. I'm fucking done. Yeah, third place, good, woohoo. I should have fucking been up there in the front with Dusty and Tomato there at the end, green flag racing, but the caution came out and everyone thinks they can win from 18th place. Unless your name is Mole, you can do that. That's just fucking horrible. It's horrible. I don't know what the fuck is going on this league. I mean, the last few weeks it has just been awful. The finishes have been awful. The racing, as far as that, has been okay. But we have to do something about this. This is just not fucking right. You got High Road fucking driving in there thinking he's fucking goddamn Dale Earnhardt and it fucking doesn't stick, kills everyone. You got Crimson doing that. I can go on a fucking rampage right now, but I'm gonna take a cool approach to this after freaking getting everything on my chest. I'll take a top three. Looking forward to New Hampshire. That's all I gotta fucking say. I'm fucking done.
All
Are
right.
you sure that was me?
So
Yes, for sure there was you. We can't go back and redo it.
yeah.
Oh god.
So that happened, but I will want to back that up. Of course, before we get into the also what happened second part is we have had a few rough races, and LRS and SP can probably testify Flash too. All of us can be in. It's been a few rough endings to our races in the Cup Series. It's just part of growing pains we've had throughout the season, and having a couple issues here and there. Which nobody's perfect out there. No league is out there is doing perfect races every single week. So we are cleaning it up. We have a plan in place to fix a couple things on the endings. So if you have been tuning into the Cup Series races and you've seen it, what we're talking about, then yes, we are working on a solution to fix the endings to make them more exciting and a better ending for the viewers and for just the league in general to get a better look. Um, so with that second part, Luke can kind of talk us through the second part of that.
Yeah, I think you're mentioning the new
Mm-hmm.
rule.
A new rule and
Um,
what we gave to SP.
yeah, so I'm gonna go off of what we gave SP first because, well, actually, I kind of want SP to go off of what he got.
Ooh. Okay.
Welcome to the night where we bully SP because he did something bad and now everyone needs to bully him. Starring me, SP. So what happened was I got a penalty, and then it turned into a suspension from admin team, which I will own up. I should have probably taken that a different approach for my interview, so I apologize to High Road, Crimson, and Eddie for that. I didn't want to call out names, but I was so pissed I didn't know what freaking hand my controller was in, and I forgot where the hell I was at. I went pitch black. I blacked out. Whatever. No, but yeah, no. I took a penalty, suspended from admin team for a week because of my actions for cussing out about half the league and sharing my very vulgar and very abusive words like in an abusive relationship. That's kind of what happened there. But nevertheless, I mean, my penalty I think was fair. I don't think they were um too harsh nor too light about it. I think it was perfect. Um, but yeah, and now anytime anyone asks me about this one time, the thing that happened, everyone's going to be showing a clip of SP getting screamed at, and now this may live into the league forever, and I will have to keep watching and hearing that back every single time this happens. So I'm just gonna say this. I'm sorry. I did not have sexual intercourses with that woman. Who said that? What
What?
president? What president said that? I don't. Anyway,
Bill Clinton?
no. Thank you. That's who it
You're
was.
welcome.
Thank you. Because it would have been a lot weirder if no one knew who it was.
Deport over
Okay.
there saying,
Anyway.
should I accept the apology?
Anyway. Yes, you should deport. You
Oh, you
should.
shouldn't.
But I'm gonna close out everything. Yeah, I deserved what I got, and I mean everything what I said. We'll never know if I did or didn't. We'll leave it at that. Let's move
Luke?
on. Next subject. No, Luke doesn't get a part in this.
Yeah.
Let's move. Let's move on, please.
Um. So yeah, the rule change that we put into fix the finishes of the races pretty much is it's very simple. Um, we're gonna be doing single file restarts if a caution comes out inside of 10 to go. So our cautions turn off at 5 to go like normal. If a caution comes out with 10 to go, 9 to go, 8 to go, 7 to go, 6 to go, every restart is single file.
Yeah, I'm hoping that will be a good fix. I really do think it will clean it up because usually that's what happens. We get, that restart with 7 to go and double file. Everybody knows cautions turn off at 5, so they're going to be aggressive. Pushing, even within that 5 laps, people get aggressive. But I think uh, the less amount of cars, because we see good passes being made even with single file racing. So if you have the right guys up front, so I think this is a good fix. It's just for the Cup Series. It is not for our Truck Xfinity because obviously they're not having problems. So this is just a temporary fix, I will say, for right now. Um, it may end up being a permanent fix if we see just good things out of it, but it's gonna be a temporary fix for right now. We may, if we can clean this up, we may try double file again after a long section of single file just to see if they learn their lesson or not. But yeah, so we are going to move on. Getting back
Thank God.
to the truck series, kind of backing up to Tuesday. LRS, you want to talk about the truck series?
Yeah, the truck series was actually really fun this week. Think where was it?
Over,
Over.
sir. You raced it.
Over.
You were on track.
Sorry, I have to race 3 races and run your series, which you couldn't run. That's not my fault. I forgot.
Oh,
But
boo hoo.
anyway, yeah, it was fun. It was Dover. I mean, there was a couple of cautions, no really hurt tempers, but I think the racing was fun. You could make the top side work, but people kept hitting the apron, so it was really, really hard to pass. And we had high draft on, I think, so the racing was really close. If a pack broke away, though, you couldn't catch up. So it was really competitive. There was multiple groups that were racing for the win, and yeah, I thought it was fun. Flash, I think you were in that race too.
I was ripped to my top 5 streak. It had to end at some point. If it wasn't going to end at Dover this past week, it was definitely going to end at Mid Ohio next week. But I'm glad to just get it out of the way. It was saddening. But we'll still got 7 straight top tens. We haven't finished outside of the top 10 in a race yet. We're gonna try and build momentum into Mid Ohio next week, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, for sure. And I gotta reach out. Sorry, Alex. My condolences to SP. I was harsh just now, even though I feel like he liked it harsh.
Oh, I liked
Oh,
it
God.
really harsh. You should have gone a little deeper, man. Come on,
Hey,
man. If you're gonna go
yo.
harsh, you gotta.
Oh, hey,
Okay,
I know
fine.
you're wanting some just because you're in a cold room right now, but hey,
Oh, it's very cold. It is the coldest place on Earth right now for sure. It's a nice, cool, crisp 51 degrees probably.
but yeah,
We're all very
Truck
sad for
Series.
you. We all feel bad for you. Like it's not 30 degrees outside over here right now, so yeah, we all feel bad for you.
Yeah,
It is
Y'all are not.
sorry. It is 47 degrees at your house.
It's actually 51, but it's cold. Like, what do you guys not understand? It's cold. Y'all
Very,
aren't real.
very.
Y'all ain't real. You're in the negatives. Negatives is not even real.
It
It's
will be.
41 degrees at my
Oh
house.
yeah, I will.
Okay, please continue,
But
sir.
yes,
I am just.
moving on to the Xfinity series where the suspension started for SP, so his series he did not get to run. But Xfinity, even though I was in the broadcast booth, it was a really fun race. It was the earliest that this league has ever gone back to Daytona for the second race. So I think it was quite an interesting show. We had a good group of guys, as always, show up to Daytona. A few guys that qualified up towards the front of the field, where usually they don't. We had Wormy or Ham Wallet in second place. We had Dr. Clater on the pole as a part timer, who is now considered full time due to his scheduling. So we're going to be seeing more of him on track. And Dr. Clater just pretty much put on a clinic. As I stated in the post, the doctor put the clinic on all night long. And yes, I did say he led all the laps. I just didn't go back and change it because SP pulled an SP strategy and led like 6 laps at the start of stage 2. So, um, but he had to pit because he was making on a caution when there hadn't been a caution all the way up to that point. So, yeah, SP strategy right there turned into having him having to pit, getting outside the pack, going a lap down. Find guys lap back and put on a show, getting back up towards the front or halfway to the front. We also saw a few cautions to start the third stage, which is typical. Right there towards the end, we usually have a few. We did have a special guest racing with us in the 19 car. No, not a suspect. But we had Expert Racing, who used to be our sponsor and also is currently our graphic designer. This schedule right here that you're seeing on the screen, this is done by him, and he also said he might be tuning in tonight. So if you are the expert, this is for you. Um, yeah, he had a good race. I got into a little issues later on in the race with him and one bad tangling, and a couple events happened after the race, but it wasn't bad. It was just a typical old fashioned Xfinity racing at Daytona. It was high draft. So, LRS, anything that you like to add to that?
No, just thank you to Expert for the really nice graphics and the teaser. We're expecting a new graphic later tonight. That's gonna be exciting.
Yes, I'm excited for that one. Hoping everything pulls through. But yeah, Expert did good for himself. He gave us a shout out. He hasn't league raced in almost a year on Heat 5, and he has not been on Heat 5 in almost a year and a half up until last night. So he got in a few laps before the race, got used to the car, and he made it work. He was running top 5 until a couple issues happened late in the race, and it caused him to kind of finish towards the back. But uh, we we were excited to have him on track, and can't wait to maybe see maybe a couple more races out of him in the future. So with that, that's pretty much wraps us up from the league overall. Unless SP or any of y'all have any final thoughts on the league this week? No.
The only thing I
Waiting for
want to say.
Darlington next Thursday.
Yeah, that'll be
Honestly,
fun.
like Darlington's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be
Yes.
difficult to pass. Same thing with New Hampshire. Looking forward to it. Not looking forward to Mid Ohio. LRS or SP or INF are going to dominate that,
Wait,
and it's
when is
going to be
that?
just like the Roval a
When is
couple weeks
that?
ago.
When's
In
Mid
New Hampshire.
Ohio?
Mid Ohio's next week in the Xfinity Series. We have Cup Series at New Hampshire next week, and then in the trucks is Darlington. Or no,
Sir,
sorry,
you
You're
got that
Trucks Mid
all
you're
Ohio.
flip
Trucks
flopped
Mid
around.
Ohio. Yeah,
yeah.
there we go. I was looking right at
Well,
it.
SP will be making his second truck start of the year.
And this also begins the Triple Truck Challenge, and we will go over that next week with y'all. After that first race concluded, we'll kind of go over the Triple Truck Challenge, what it is for UTLR, as they go into that second race at Phoenix. So y'all will be excited
Oh.
to check that out.
Well, SP will be making his return to the truck series.
So,
I hope you
yeah.
don't. I hope you don't run into a lap car this time and
Uh,
let LRS pass you.
Well, see, what happened was last time, before we move on to the next time, I'll make this quick. Last time I ever raced Mid-Ohio in UTLR, I blew an engine, went like 17 laps down, and everyone going past me was like, "Hi, SP, bye, SP," as my fucking car
Yep.
was going 2 miles an hour.
Yep.
And,
remember that.
and I killed the whole field lap 1. We didn't have MGR, or we had MGR on the first lap of stage 3. We didn't call a caution. I wrecked half the field because I was staying out on old tires. And yeah, that's what happened. And that's when my downfall really hit rock bottom. But
Yeah.
I managed season 5 to have a comeback.
You had like, what, 2 laps right there where literally the entire field, like one person said, and then it became a thing. Hey, SP, bye, SP. Hey, SP, bye, SP. Like for like a solid 2 laps.
Yes,
just about
I
every
need my
driver.
freaking exactly. I need my redemption there. I really need to get redemption there.
Well, let's hope for the best. So with
Yes,
that,
sir.
we got a lot to cover in the motorsports section, so we're going to switch on over to. But before we get into the motorsports, we all know there's some NFL discussions to talk about.
Oh, where's our HD to freaking
Yep.
completely have the worst opinions like Stephen A. Smith? Where's our
This is
Stephen A. Smith at?
Saints fan. He is a Saints fan.
He thinks Derek Carr is the next goddamn Tom Brady, but we'll leave it
I
at
think
that.
so. But we're going to do things a little bit different on this one. Of course, we showed up the playoff picture, what it would look like if it was finished last week, and uh, we had some changes in the picture. As you can see now, there is a little bit of changes. Obviously, from last week, Jacksonville got knocked out, and so did the Colts got knocked out. So instead, it's going to be the games as follows that you see in the playoff picture. Um, we are going to go game by game to talk and break down each game. But guys, overall in the playoff picture, what y'all think? What y'all see?
Thank you, Titans.
You're welcome. You're welcome to all the Buffalo Bills fans out there and Steelers fans too for Tennessee upsetting Jacksonville this past weekend.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That was awesome. I mean, any thoughts overall on just the whole playoff picture as a whole?
How did
Yeah, the
Green Bay
Cowboys
make it
get
in?
eliminated in the first round. Sorry, Alex.
No,
That's my first thought right off the bat.
I'll save that for when we get to that game.
Green Bay and the Steelers are like that polar bear in Arlington, Texas meme. What are they doing here?
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's get right into it. We're going to jump into each one and see what each team's like. And yeah, first game that we'll be talking about tonight is the Browns versus Texans. A really good matchup here. We got Joe Flacco and then the Houston Texans as well. Whoever wants to start it off, go ahead.
I guess I'll go.
That's a good idea.
I like this game. I feel like the NFL script writers set up the entire playoffs really good. The Browns versus the Texans. This is supposed to be a Deshaun Watson return home moment, but his shoulder's achy and he can't play. So this is going to be a really interesting game, in my opinion. The Texans have a really high-powered offense, not a good defense. The Browns are a full team, if you ask me. So and Joe Flacco, he's been playing, top best game he's played in a long time. And the Texans did beat the Browns earlier this year, but sorry, Kenny, I think the Browns have a bigger advantage here.
I agree. Cleveland just looks like a better team overall, in my opinion, than Houston does right now. No offense to Kenny or the Texans, but that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling the Browns. They'll win by double digits, I think.
I don't think it's gonna be double digits. I think it's gonna be singles, but it's gonna be a close game. I do think Texans have a really good offensive line, um, but the Browns overall team as a whole is really good. But like you said, they've already contained the Texans once this season. So I do think with the Browns defense being one of the best out there right now, they have just gotten better and better since that first time that they visited Houston. So I think overall, the Browns are going to come out the winners on this one.
Right,
SP?
SP?
I'm gonna also say that I'm gonna take the Browns. Like you said, Joe Flacco has just became one of the most like underrated and probably one of the most talked about quarterbacks recently, and he has just been turning it up 3 notches, and I think he's a lot better than what do you call it? Than their other quarterback, Deshaun Watson, I believe it was, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he has been balling out better than him. I think, yeah, Kenny, I'm sorry. Texans are going to take the L. They're going to get danced on as the damn Browns advance. That's my pick.
Now, who would have thought that we would have been saying this? I mean, what? Maybe a year, 2 years ago? More or less, probably 2 years ago. Who would have thought we'd been saying the Browns beating Texans in a playoff game? Much
I
less
did.
seeing the Browns in the playoffs.
I did.
Taking the Texans in the playoffs. That's
That too.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more shocking than Cleveland making it.
You think so? In the last like 2 3 years,
Well,
Oh yeah,
like two
yeah,
3 years
yeah.
ago.
Cleveland
As
Cleveland's
much as
been
it pains me
bad,
to
but
admit it, Stroud's looked really good. I should know this because Houston beat Tennessee 2 times a year this year, so I know how good he looks. Although they didn't have him for one of those meetings, they still cooked Tennessee, and it was disappointing. But
Well, looks like Kenny, you are outnumbered on this one, buddy. So you're going to be on your own with old Stroud. So
Heh
Browns all the way over the Texans.
womp
Womp
womp.
womp.
Our second game we're going to go over is the Dolphins versus the Steelers. I
That's
think
an
this
easy
will be just
game.
kind of a blowout. If I'm being honest.
No, it's not gonna be a blowout, but I don't think the fucking Steelers got really much of a shot.
is it Dolphins Steelers? I thought it was
Wait, no,
Dolphins Chiefs.
it's Dolphins Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dolphins Chiefs, sir.
That game is tomorrow night in the Blizzard.
Oh, that's right.
No,
So Alex, you already fucked up.
no. This is
Yes.
2023 playoff picture. Browns in Houston, Bills and Chiefs.
Bro's looking at week 12, what it would look like.
Nah,
It's literally,
it is Dolphins Chiefs.
yeah, it's Dolphins Chiefs. Bro got the wrong
Well, I
script.
literally checked this afternoon. How
Alex
the
got the
hell,
week 17 playoffs, not the week 18. Good job, Alex. Give a round of applause for Alex.
bro? What? Hold up. Nah,
Yes, don't say
literally,
bruh. I'm sorry, sir. You messed up.
I did not just go through all this graphic work to fuck up on this.
Yeah, you did. Have fun with that. So today on today's episode of Bowling SP, it is now
Oh,
Bully
yes,
Alex
sir.
for messing up.
Yep, there it is. All right, so I'll take the blame on that one. I cannot believe I did
Just
that.
swap the Dolphins and the Bills. That's all you gotta do.
Well, I can't do that. It's a whole graphic. So we'll just go with it. Yes, be shut up. So, Miami and Kansas. I think. Okay, so now we're looking at a different game. It's in Kansas City, though. I do know that, and it's supposed to be the coldest game in history. Some are even thinking they may look at a different playoff or a different host because um, it's going to be like -8, like 8 with like a wind chill like -10, -12 on game day.
Not gonna
Game time.
happen.
So they're
Not
talking.
gonna happen, in my opinion.
Now, I heard they were talking about maybe Indianapolis hosting.
Well, the game is
Why?
tomorrow, so if they were gonna
Yeah.
make a
Okay,
decision like that,
I said that's why it's not happening.
okay. Well, y'all's thoughts on the game though, with it being, I think Kansas City might have an upper hand in this type of weather.
I
Yeah,
agree. Kansas
Kansas.
City all the way.
Well, I don't know. I mean, all the snowflakes are falling because Taylor Swift's coming into town. So honestly, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think, but hear me out. Both of these teams are gonna freeze their ass off. It's gonna be, the question is who's got less snowflakes on their team, and honestly, I think the Dolphins are gonna beat the Chiefs, and I think they're gonna beat them too. I want to say they're gonna beat them by maybe 15 to 20-ish points.
Damn.
Oh, going on the limb. I like it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm locking it in. Final answer.
What do you got, LRS?
Yeah, this might be a controversial take, but I think this is going to be the game of the week. I think not because of the weather, but because I think the Dolphins are better than the Chiefs, to be honest. I do think they're better built team. They have a better defense, they have weapons. But this is going to be the game of the week. I think it's going to go to overtime, and I think it's going to be one of those classic finishes with the Chiefs in overtime. The Chiefs will probably win this game.
Well, and
Yeah, I agree.
I
I
think
agree.
I think the Dolphins, like you said, they are the better team. I just based off history, this type of weather is going to be a huge factor, I believe. And Kansas City has played in not this extreme of weather, but they've played in some pretty rough conditions at Arrowhead before. So home crowd, weather being in somewhat of their favor. I don't know why. I think that Kansas City pulls it off. I'd really like to see Dolphins, and I think if it was different weather, I think Dolphins would have a really good shot. I don't see Dolphins being able to withstand the weather as much as Kansas City is. They're going to be a little bit more prepared for this kind of event.
I also think that the Dolphins have Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, and he can
Exactly.
cook that Chiefs defense for over 200 yards no matter what the weather's doing. So
Again, hoping there's not 3 feet of snow on the field, and they're having to really shuck through that snow to get downfield. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of long bombs. I think it's going to be a very short pass or a lot of run. Be a lot of a run game, um, and maybe some short passes. I don't see very many long bombs being thrown.
Why not?
Just, I mean, the weather. I don't see if it's cold outside, and that ball becomes any type of slippery. Then I don't see them being able to. I mean, I've seen it in multiple type of winter weather games where the teams actually don't throw that many long bombs.
Interesting. I've never watched a snow game before.
I mean, I
Well,
could
it's
be.
also supposed to be high winds.
Yeah,
yes, that's also true.
Oh,
I was about to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, all the snow games that I've seen, I haven't really seen many long bombs or long passes. Just anything longer than maybe 20 yards or less. Honestly,
I will say, I did check the weather for the Chiefs and Dolphins game. It's not gonna snow, but it's gonna be really cold. The snow is gonna be in the Bills Steelers game later tomorrow night, or I think that's actually Sunday, and we're gonna actually get into that game next, I
yes,
think.
yep. Go ahead. I think
Yeah, they're expecting like 8 inches of snow on game day.
God Almighty.
that's not a lot, right? I mean, what is snow? I've never seen snow before.
Okay, this dude over here has seen like snow 3 times in his whole life. That's why he's
Yeah,
complaining about
like,
50 degrees being freezing ass cold.
yeah, like I think I'd have a different mindset of what cold was if I actually like, you know, seen snow, but we're not gonna talk about it.
I think Buffalo has the upper hand on this one.
I
Steelers
agree.
Steelers just don't have. I mean, they've got a good offensive line. Um, I don't think that's going to withstand against Buffalo's defense and Buffalo's overall team. I mean, uh, I don't follow Buffalo much, but I just know that have they've been on a strong run the last few weeks. They did defeat the Cowboys where I did not think that would happen. So they are coming along strong right here at the time that is needed.
I agree. Buffalo's just built better, in my opinion. Like this will be a blowout. I think.
Yeah, I also think Buffalo probably has this in the bag, but I'm just gonna say don't underestimate the Steelers because it is gonna snow. They're used to playing in those historic snow games and the cold games. And also since they fired their offensive coordinator Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett got benched or hurt or whatever happened to him, and they put Mason Rudolph in, they've been putting up 30 points a game. So, and they've been targeting George Pickens. So I feel like it's gonna be closer than people think, but I still think Buffalo gets it.
We shall see. So, now to the NFC side, where I know all the games are correct. So I've got the graphics laid out for me. We'll start off with the Rams versus the Lions here.
Woo.
This is gonna be a good
Matthew
game.
Stafford comeback game.
Yep, this is a Matthew Stafford home game for him in a sense.
I wouldn't say that. I know he's a Lion right now. He was a Lion. Right now, he's part of the Rams, and the Lions are the ones who drafted him. The Lions are the one who had the faith in him, and the fans loved him. The team still loves him. You see, I saw stuff on social media, the team talking good about each other. Um, I don't think it's a homecoming game though. I mean, he's gonna come. They're gonna be happy, but he has a new home, and I feel like he loves the Rams. He won a Super Bowl with them.
And going off of a little stat right here that I just saw on NFL.com, I was just checking the correction, but Lions rookie tight end Laporta is questionable in the game with a knee issue.
Mm.
Who's that?
Their star rookie tight end.
SP doesn't follow anyone besides the Niners, remember? So he wouldn't know anybody.
Yeah, he barely knows that team.
No, I know that team really well, actually.
No, I think the Lions edge out the Rams. The Rams have been putting on a decent clinic lately, but I think the Lions have the one up. It's going to be a single digit score, so I think, or not a single digit score, but single digit comparison. So I think it's going to be very close. But Dan Campbell and the Lions have just been on a mission this year. I think are one of the tougher teams, one of the best teams in the whole playoff system right now, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy to see the Lions finally doing well and for the first time in like what 50, 60 years.
Something like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think it's 30.
okay, maybe a little less. I know they won the
Yeah,
their division for the first time like 70, wasn't it?
It was the first time them winning the
1993, I
North
want to say.
ever.
Well, yeah, the North ever, but they had
Well,
won
yeah,
a division back when it was like named something else.
NFC Central.
Yeah, it was Central.
Yeah, I agree with Alex. Lions are going to win this game. I agree it'll be a single digit score margin between both of them. Um, Lions are going to get their first playoff win since 1992. Uh, they'll have that team ready to win. The Ford Field's going to be rocking.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think I agree too. I mean, the Rams, honestly, I'd be scared to play the Rams as a 49ers fan. You know, that's always like a good rivalry. But
That's why I
I
said for the
think
Lions.
yeah, but I feel like the game's going to be really close. Like it's going to be a really close game, especially if the script writers, want it to be close. But the Rams should squeak this out, but don't be shocked if the Rams, do one of those crazy 2-minute drives we saw it last year with Baker Mayfield to win the game. So
Unless it's a 2 minute drive, and then they get called offsides or ineligible player, and then get screwed
yeah.
over. Let's see. The next game to talk about is the Eagles and the Bucks. This is
Whew.
of the NFC games. I'm saving the last two for the I think are the best two controversial type of games that everybody's kind of talking about in a sense. Um, Eagles have been trash in the last few weeks after everybody had them written off as winning it all up through the playoffs and being great, winning the last like 5 games and then only win like 2. Um, and then you got a mid Bucks team that I think could easily dominate the Eagles if the Eagles play like they have been. Which I saw a report today that the Eagles may fire Nick. How do you pronounce his last name?
Sirianni.
Sirianni.
Sirianni. All right, yeah. So they're looking at firing him if they don't make a playoff run. So I think Bucks get this one done. Uh, I don't think the Eagles rebound. I think the fall just continues, and we finally see the Eagles demolished in the first round.
Alex, I'm gonna sound a complete dumbass, but I 100% agree with you. I do not think the Eagles are going to make it past the first round. And here's why. Chemistry is a big thing. They've lost their chemistry. They brought in that one new guy, I guess, too, I saw. But I think the biggest thing I saw was today, one of their like top players has
AJ
deleted
Brown.
he deleted
Oh
all of his
yeah,
Eagles shit. Nothing. He is not loyal to that team. He is upset with them. He is going to have that all in his mind during the game. He's not going to play well. And if he's one of your star players, you know, it's a big, it's a big problem that your star player is not shining, not committed. It's not going to work out for them. I feel like that the Bucks are going to take that into an account, making it an advantage for them, and they'll get it done.
I disagree with the both of you, and here's
Gosh,
why.
your take
of
does not
course.
matter. How dare you say that?
I disagree. Here's why. That NFC South has been so atrocious this year. It didn't matter who was going to win it. It's been so atrocious, and I just think Philadelphia is built better than that. Then I'll be stupid if you want, but I'm gonna go with Philadelphia. They'll put all the problems past them and at least get past this first round. Like anybody can beat Tampa Bay. Like
They have the power. They've got the talent. I just don't see them able to put it together. They haven't put it together in almost what fucking 7 weeks. Last five,
Yeah.
6, 7 weeks, they haven't been putting together. The teams that you
My,
thought they
well, what
would beat, they lost to. I mean, hell, they lost to the Giants badly, got their ass whooped by them, and then they barely beat them the first time, and then they say, "Oh well, yeah, we were doing fine." From an Eagles fan, like they were doing fine whenever they almost got beat the first time. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna call you out on that one, but I mean, we'll see.
I've got Eagles. How about you, Lois?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down because I have 2 points to make about the Eagles. They started 10-1, Super Bowl favorites. Everything looked great. Um, they were well put together. Everyone was gelling. Jalen Hurts was happy. Well, he never shows emotion. Who fucking knows if he's happy? But Nick Sirianni was still an asshole. Yelling at the Chiefs fans after they beat the Chiefs. Ever since he did that, they've had their downfall. But the game right after the Chiefs game, they played the Bills. That game went to overtime, okay? The Eagles won with that field goal. That like snuff field goal in the wind and the rain. We all know about that.
Yep.
hmm
And then they played the 49ers and got blown out, and that's where their season took a turn. They were 10-1 and finished 11-6. They lost 5 of their final 6 games. The
Such an
teams that they
Eagles
lost
moment.
to, the Cowboys got blown out by the Cowboys right after the Niners blew them out. Got beat by the Seahawks and fucking Drew Lock. Don't even. And then they barely. This is their only win. They beat the Giants by 5 points.
And Giants were ahead. They made a late charge to win it within like what the last 3 minutes.
Yep. Then they got beat by the Cardinals with a like 30 seconds to go touchdown.
Don't laugh. The Cowboys got beat by the Cardinals too earlier this year. Quit laughing.
Hey, I'm glad because all those Eagles fans out there were just smoking us. Oh, y'all got beat or y'all let the Cardinals beat y'all. I'm like, and so what? Y'all about to get whooped too. And they were like, oh no, yeah.
And then nobody's talking about this. They're all acting like, oh, they were sitting their starters. No. The Eagles played every single starter against the Giants in the final regular season game. And when
got
the
it.
Giants put him up 24-0, they then sat their starters. That's what happened. The Giants were beating them 24-0 in the first quarter.
Didn't the Giants bring out like their secondary and still was beating
Well,
them
once the Eagles
once
brought
they
in
sat?
all of their backups, the Eagles did, or
Yeah,
the Giants did.
but yeah, that's depressing. Like we really thought, you know, Eagles would probably lose the Giants. I think everybody kind of had their mindset that that's probably going to happen. But you know, whenever you get put up 24-0, you know it's over. I mean, hell, might as well just go ahead and call the Angels down. It's over.
Yep. So, my opinion, the Bucks, the Eagles game, it's gonna be close. Let's be for real. It's gonna be close. The Eagles have the team, like Alex said, they have the team, like Flash said, to beat them, to build it up, have the momentum. But the team, in my opinion, is not gelled like it was since they got blown out 2 games in a row by the Niners and the Cowboys, and they've
Mm-hmm.
lost to bottom 10 teams, and they have no momentum, and they have no, just
No
no
willpower.
energy.
No
No,
willpower.
yeah, nothing. Yeah, nothing is going on. And that's why I'm gonna take the Bucks. You saw how hyped Baker Mayfield was. He was so excited. He's finally in a spot where people like him. The fans like him. He has good receivers, a good running back, a good offensive line. Even though, like Flash said, that South team sucked, they were the best ones in the South. That's how it works. They're in the playoffs, and they look like the favorites over the.
I also want to add on to something. How you said that their team has not gelled as much like the Eagles. The Eagles remind me of the current day Golden State Warriors in basketball. They have the pieces to go out and win every single night, you know, and they have all the tools. They have all the players. They have much potential. They have everything. But they just keep on freaking losing. And they just have this problem. And it's the same thing we're seeing with the Eagles. They have everything they need to go out there, go win a Super Bowl. They have everything. But just something there on the team has a negative impact that is affecting them from winning these games. Same thing with the Warriors. They had that negative impact. And I feel like it's happening to the Eagles like it just did to the Warriors.
No, and I fully agree. I think, yeah, I think it's gonna be a close one, like Luke said. But Bucks do come out on top. There's just no other way to put it. Uh, dropped a comment there. So yeah, moving on to the last game and probably the most controversial. Um, Cowboys and Packers. Of course, me being a Cowboys fan, I've got to go with my homeboys only because I know everybody's gonna hate on it and look at their own way, and I don't give two shits. Uh, but Cowboys haters, y'all can hate all you want. I think Cowboys do get this done, but it's not going to be easy. They are going to have to work for this one. A lot of Cowboys fans out there, not like myself, have just this one written off. Cowboys going to blow Green Bay out of the water because you know they're the best team out there and they're winning the Super Bowl. I'm not looking at it that way. They're not the best team out there. They're doing very well for themselves. Dak Prescott's doing pretty. He's in his prime, like we talked about last week. He's in his prime right now as, for himself and his career at Dallas. But Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers have come on strong. Kind of like the Steelers, they've got a very good offensive core, and the biggest downfall that I see is our run game right now with the Cowboys. The run game is not the best in my opinion. I think it's decent with Pollard, but um, Green Bay's defense is pretty well. I'll give them that. They have a decent defense that I think could stop our run game. Our passing game, I don't think they can stop that. With CD Lamb being the best out there, he's going to be one you want to put in double coverage. If you have any chance stopping him, dare let him get wide open, or he's going to be gone. But they're going to have to really protect. The offensive line is going to have to really protect Dak and not let him get out of that pocket. Uh, the two stats that I do have to bring up on this is, of course, this is a home game for Dallas, and Dallas is undefeated at home. So you would think advantage goes to Dallas. Yes and no. Um, the downfall in that is the Packers have yet to lose whenever they come to Dallas. So again, I don't. I think I'd like to play Green Bay. This is another good matchup. We've seen the rivalry when it comes to these two teams, but again, Packers are undefeated whenever they come to Dallas, and Dallas is undefeated this year at home. So um, I'll let y'all kind of take that one from there.
Luke, you go second. I will go after you.
All right.
And then, or actually, you know what? Let's let Flash go. Flash hasn't said anything. Let's let Flash go first.
I disagree with everything Alex just said. I had the Packers, the young pack. Um, Jordan Love's gonna go out, come into Dallas, whip Dallas's ass, and prove that he belongs as the starting QB of the Packers. He sat behind Aaron Rodgers for so long, and I think he'll use that knowledge of 3 years as being the backup. He'll come in and make a statement, and they'll upset Dallas. Move on to the divisional round next week.
I partially agree with Flash, but I also agree with Alex. I think you never can underestimate the Cowboys. Um, Especially, my team, the Niners. We didn't underestimate them. We blew them out, but we're the only team that was really capable of doing that in the league. So I do think that it's going to be a decent game. I do think Jordan Love's going to have probably one of his career best games because it's going to be a heavy passing game because the Green Bay defense is not that good. So I think Jordan Love's going to pass a lot. So will Dak. Like Alex said, the Cowboys don't have a run game. I'm going to take Dallas by 3 points.
I feel you there. It's gonna be a close game without a doubt.
I agree.
Okay, here's my hot take. Dallas is gonna get freaking destroyed by Green Bay.
Damn, that is a hard take.
Nah, here's what I think.
It's not really a hot
Dallas is
take. You say the
play.
same thing, Flash.
I know, but I'm not saying they're gonna get blown out.
Okay, they're not gonna
Green
get
Bay will
blown out.
definitely win.
Obviously, I'm kidding, but I'm gonna take Green Bay over Dallas, and I'm gonna have them by over a touchdown. And just kind of, Alex, I respect you completely being a Cowboys fan. I mean, you know, they're the worst team in the league, but I respect you.
Hey,
I'm a 49ers fan. That's why I hate those watching the podcast. But no, in reality, I think Cowboys and Packers have a good game, but I feel like we're going to see something stupid Dak do like he always does in the playoffs, and it's going to screw him and his team over, and the Green Bay's going to win. That's what I think.
I'm just hoping that CD wearing that number 88 does not get robbed and have a another Des caught it moment. I swear to God, if that happens, I'm writing off forever. So, yeah, I will clearly give up my Cowboys Medal of Honor if we have another Des caught it moment and it is in favor of Green Bay. Or sorry, in favor of New York's officials and the NFL, and not against and not in favor of Dallas.
There is no script. No script. Disagree. I sat in silence this whole time when LRS brings it up. No, there's no script. There's no way that they're scheduling games, scheduling teams to win different games.
Sammy saying hello, Flash. Hope Dallas doesn't win. So, well, that completes the NFL talk. Let's move on to the motorsports section, where we get to start off with SP and LRS's fantasy team, old Legacy Motorsports or Motor Club, brought in a couple new sponsors that I think turned some heads on this one. This is kind of to me at least, out of left field for being a NASCAR sponsor.
Well, let me tell you this. Family Dollar, Family Tree, they are a Fortune 500 company.
Oh, they are.
Um, and nobody knows this. I saw Adam Stern report it. The chairman, the CEO, who was hired recently for Dollar Tree and Family Dollar, is the previous CEO of Dollar General when they were with Joe Gibbs on Matt Kenseth's car.
Ooh. That
Yep, I
okay.
that so it makes sense.
Yep.
I do like this for Legacy. It's a rare sponsorship agreement, 38 races. It's going to be on at least one of their cars every single week as a primary sponsor. You don't see that in NASCAR often anymore.
No, you don't.
I think it's I think it's good that they're coming back to. Like, I think it's good to when sponsors decide to return to the sport. It can only help the sport improve.
When whenever I saw it, I was like, of course, I didn't know about the CEO, but it just threw me for a loop. I'm like, really, a dollar store company? I mean, the last time we saw it was Dollar General, and I would have never thought at the high levels that NASCAR is and the pristine level that NASCAR is nowadays. I kind of thought NASCAR would dip this low at going back to a uh, dollar store business. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's a multi-million-dollar company, but I just didn't think they'd stoop kind of that low to bring back a dollar business. But they did. There's a lot of them out there, a lot of Dollar Tree and Family Dollars that you're seeing, not just by themselves, but also in like a combined um, store storefront. They're combining both of them, so it'll be interesting. And I know that they are also sponsoring Jimmy Johnson for his newly updated race schedule, up to now 6 races, where Dover and or no, sorry, I think Kansas and Las Vegas got added. But yeah, he's got up to 6 races, and you're going to see him in Texas on April 14th, driving the Advent Health car. You'll see him at Dover on April 28th, driving the Dollar Tree car. At Kansas on May 5th with Advent Health. The Coke 600 on May 26th with Advent Health. Kansas on September 29th with Dollar Tree. And Las Vegas on October 20th with Dollar Tree. And per the NASCAR First Alert, the Daytona 500 and other races could be added to this list, but still, we're about a month away from NASCAR season getting back into play, and we have not yet heard anything on him racing the 500.
Really want to see him
Well,
race the 500. Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
think he
agree.
will.
hope he does better than this year in his limited starts that he did last year. Obviously, they had that tragedy at the end of last year, and that's understandable why he didn't race his last race. But really, really hope he does better than he did last year in his limited starts.
Luke, got anything?
I was just gonna say, um, yeah, like you were talking about, NASCAR stooping low, like into a Dollar General thing, or like a Family Dollar, Family Dollar type thing. I read also from Adam Stern that the sponsorship is not coming directly from Family Tree or Dollar Tree or Family Dollar, whatever the fuck, I don't know. But it's not coming directly from them, it's coming from the products they sell in their store. So it was similar with Dollar General. It was like, oh, M&M's, like they would come on, they would sponsor, like Reese's would come on and they would sponsor, like similar to the Kroger sponsorship that goes on for JTG.
Okay, the Cottonelle and Crow. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. I kind of like that play. I want to see how that kind of folds out for them.
I do too.
Well, and one thing that I find convenient and kind of funny. So Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, his only road course race was Coda last year, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
yes,
So
He
so
wrecked on lap one.
yeah, he. I was about to say he wrecked on
yeah, he
lap
did.
one at his only road course start, and right now he has no road courses on his schedule. Bro said,
He
"I'm
should
I'm
race
not gonna
Sonoma.
try." He's like, "Nope, I wrecked lap one in these cars. I'm not racing a road course. You can screw off with
I
that."
think he got wrecked by Josh Bilicki on lap one because he got turned by Ty Dillon or
Hmm.
something. I think it was like that.
But I kind of found that funny and interesting. Bro goes out there, races one road course on these new cars, and he's like, "Nope, done." but not a single road
Really wanted to
course.
see what he could do at Chicago, but they had that thing that happened, and it took that start away.
I just hope that they put more into his car. I feel like that they didn't put a whole lot uh, where his car would be truly competitive. 'Cause I feel like he's still
Dover,
got.
it might.
I was about to say, and that's what kind of made me believe this is that I feel like they should put more emphasis into his car, even with the limited starts that he does have. Because I think as a driver, he still got the talent. And that team, switching to Toyota this year, they're going to have the power behind them with Joe Gibbs' affiliates. I think it's going to be really good for him. But I think that if they put money into his car, he could be not a threat to win, but he's going to be doing pretty good over, I think, against these guys.
I completely agree with you.
Um, have lingering into a special topic, and SP is kind of the one that kind of brought me into this one. The ARCA series, NASCAR, of course, bought out the ARCA series a few years ago, and this year's Daytona 5, or sorry, not Daytona 500, the Daytona opening race, whatever the fuck it is. You want to call it?
Like 150.
All right, it's like the Daytona 150. SP, what's going on over there?
Yeah, no. See, the ARCA series has said, you know what? Screw it. Let's let all 75 entries into the race. Not actually, but yeah, they got 75 entries for the race, for the ARCA race. And notables, you got like SVG. I saw Marco Andretti on there. I saw some other NASCAR Xfinity Series names like Patrick Emerling. I saw.
Leland
Um,
Honeyman.
yeah, Leyland Honeyman's another one. They just got all these names racing the ARCA series. Now,
You also have that Bride
it's
Debut
not
girl.
guaranteed. Yeah, she's gonna be full time, I believe. But the thing I was gonna mention also that I also saw, it's not confirmed like all of these guys are racing for, all entered in. A lot of these guys are on like a practice squad for this team. Like for example, it's kind of like a preseason testing, where Hendrick had like Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott in one car and like William Byron and Alex Bowman in another one. Pretty much you're getting everyone kind of tested and then they'll go off of that who they want in the car for the race. So that's kind of what I understood from what I saw. Because some cars have the same number, but that's kind of what I figured what it was.
It's and what over there it is 43 that do make the field, right? Or are they also at 40?
No, I believe I want to say it's 43 or 40, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 43. I don't think they went to the charter system and moved it down to 40. I think they're at 43.
Well, I'll tell you, ARCA is definitely not a charter system.
No, it's not. But you did bring up a good point. Of course, SVG. We've already highlighted him a lot in the last few weeks, but he's kind of another highlight again this week, racing in the ARCA series, only because he has to, not because he wants to. He kind of has to in order to qualify to run the full Xfinity Series schedule. He is mandated by NASCAR to run the ARCA Daytona opening race, so that way he has the Daytona experience. This dude is going to be worn out. He's racing the ARCA Series opening race, and then as soon as the ARCA race is over, he's hopping right into the Xfinity car and getting into the Xfinity race. So
Same
double,
day.
yeah, double duty for SVG in a NASCAR worldwide debut. So I know a lot of eyes from America because the last time we saw him was last year in the Cup Series, but of course everybody knows because of the road course win at Chicago in his first ever start. But he's going to be obviously, I think, one to watch, at least a lot one that everybody's going to have their eyes on, and also his Australia V8 supercar guys are going to be watching NASCAR for the first time probably and seeing what he does and supporting him over there. So um, I'm curious to see what he does on super speedway. Probably hanging out in the back. I think he might be a mid-pack car once he gets the hang of these cars. But do y'all think that he might do better, even though it's gonna be his first time ever in the ARCA cars? Y'all think he might do better in ARCA than Xfinity?
No. I'm going to say no on that. Kind of here's why. Arca's got a lot of drivers that don't know what they're doing and are just putting together one ride for a season just to see what they can get out of it. And it's going to lead to a lot of mistakes. And I feel like SVG, he said that the main thing he was focused on this season is trying to learn the draft because it's the newest thing to him. Um, so that's gonna be very hard. And I also think it's gonna be due to a lot of mistakes. I feel like the Arca is just this practice, see what he can do. I feel like he would have a better time in the Arca series, um, than the Xfinity series, just because like you're gonna have a lot of these guys, like I said, who are running the one race, don't know what they're doing, probably gonna have a lot of wrecks, and he's gonna have to try to avoid all of the wrecks that happen. Whereas Xfinity, it's a little more subtle. It's still probably my favorite series to watch on a daily basis. And there are probably going to be wrecks there too. But the ARCA series is where everyone's going to wreck and stuff. And I feel like SVG could more than likely get involved in one of those very early accidents.
Solid point.
Um, I think the ARCA car that SVG is getting into, that number 28, is one of the best in the series. We saw, I forgot who was in the car, but he was doing extremely well last season. But I mean, he'll do good, but he'll be in the back during the ARCA race, just figuring the draft out, like SP said. And there's gonna be so many cars in this race. It's almost impossible that he's not gonna wreck.
Oh yeah, he's going to get involved. But and also on the topic of SVG, we did not cover this yet, but we did see him signing papers the other day, or I think maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. Um, and he's signing with Justin Marks. And one thing that catches a lot of guys' attention, or at least it caught ours attention, is that it was tagged at SVG 97, at Team Trackhouse, at Team Chevy, WeatherTech, and then at Red Bull, while wearing a Red Bull hat, um, as well. So, and Luke is the one who kind of shared this to our knowledge. But Red Bull was his primary sponsor, his I think his only sponsor over the V8 supercars. Used to be in the NASCAR series back when Red Bull Racing was around, as a team sponsor and a race sponsor. But Luke, do you think we might just see Red Bull say, let's follow the guy who we made history with over in Australia, and let's continue to do sponsorship with him and go back in a NASCAR?
Yeah, we know that he had Red Bull, and we know that WeatherTech is gonna be his one of his primary sponsors this season. What we don't know is what are his other sponsors. When he does these Xfinity races and some of these one-off cup races. I would assume if the Red Bull deal is going to come through, if it is a Red Bull deal, they'll be on the car for the big races, like the Coke 600s, like the Daytona 500 if he does that, like the Indianapolis 5 or 400, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, it could be all that secondary sponsorship that we have no idea about, and I think nobody. I mean, nothing's been announced. We just know WeatherTech is for sure going to be on all his cars for all the races that he has scheduled. They've already said that WeatherTech's going to be his sponsor, but it may not even be. It might be one of those deals where WeatherTech is the main sponsor on the car, but they may sign Red Bull, and you'll see a Red Bull logo or scheme design, kind of like in a on the bottom side of the car, on the right side of the car, or whatever, on the quarter panel as a secondary sponsor. And then that might lead into whenever he does go full time Cup Series. Who knows? Red Bull might be like, now you're going full time. We see what your potential is. Now let's pull you into a primary sponsorship role once again. So I think it's going to be if anything, I don't see them being on the hood of the car as primary. For even the bigger races, I don't see it. I think they've already locked in WeatherTech, but don't be surprised if you see Red Bull on the car at all. I think they will.
Oh yeah.
And then according to Trackhouse, we've got a new guy joining the field or joining the Trackhouse team. I don't know much on the story. I didn't do a whole lot of reading up on this. So one of y'all might have to kind of talk
I know
about this a
about
little
him.
bit more. So, Connor Zazilich, or how the hell you pronounce that shit?
Zillish.
Okay, Zilish. So you can kind of lead into that one.
Yeah, he is actually a very, very good road course driver. He drives Trans Am. He's 17 years old. He won a Trans Am championship when he was 15. The youngest ever Trans Am champion. He also ran ARCA races last season, and at Watkins Glen in the rain, he was coming out of the final corner to win the race in that 28 car that SVG is going to drive, and got put in the wall by Jesse Love.
Okay,
Wait,
that was
you mean
So,
Jesse Love, the greatest RCR driver to ever live?
Oh my
yeah.
God! Shut up.
Oh dear God, no. Hmm.
So yeah,
So I think
pretty much all I know about him.
was it as a part-time deal, or like was he what is he driving?
Yeah, so
Like was he
his
driving
deal
ARCA?
is, yeah, so he's going to be driving that 28 ARCA car. He's going to be doing Trans Am. He's going to be doing there's another series, I forgot the name of it, and he's going to be making select Xfinity and truck starts as well this season.
Okay. Well, I guess I need to do my read up on him because I'm kind of a Trackhouse man along with Team Chevy and Team Hendrick, but yeah, Trackhouse is coming along strong. They're kind of my secondary amazing team that I'm starting to love, so I guess I should do some reading up on him. So the next one is leading into something we found out I think yesterday, and it is SRX. Um, the official statement, and then I'll let SP or Flash or whoever talk about it a little bit more. But it is with deep disappointment that we announced the postponement of SRX's fourth season. We entered the next phase of our racing series with great anticipation and excitement for what was ahead. Our expectations, however, have been tempered by market factors that have proven too much to overcome. Time has run out to put forth the kind of events for our fans, partners, drivers, and tracks deserve. We're thankful to each for their commitment, their contributions, and the support as we brought a new idea to reality. The racing industry continues to evolve, and we are actively exploring strategic options for the series' long-term potential. We made the announcement now to allow our partners the time and flexibility to best serve their interests. We'll provide updates on the future plans for SRX when they're available. Now, I do know, and it kind of leads into our last. This is kind of a two for one last topic because um, it is in coordination with the IROC that has just formed up with Ray Everham, who plays a role in SRX as well. I'll kind of let SP talk on that, or Luke, whoever, but Flash. But yeah, SRX has shut down for right now, and from what I've been hearing, it's going to be hard to really have them come back. I think we might be seeing the end of SRX for the future. They have already
Just
announced 4 or 5 tracks, or no, 6 tracks this season. They've already announced like 5, and had sold tickets. Now they're having to have to work a way to get all that money back to the fans, and have all this come to an end. Very, uh, very all of a sudden.
just disappointing. Like I hadn't watched much up until last season, and last season I kind of tuned into my first race. And it was really entertaining. I told someone else earlier this week that SRX being Thursdays, middle of the summer, it gave me something to look forward to every Thursday night in between NASCAR weekends. Another fact that we're not going to have that this year, it's kind of just disappointing.
It is. I mean, we had multitude of drivers. We saw Haley Deegan actually able to compete for wins. We saw Elio Castroneves. I mean, just drivers from all different types of series, from different avenues in motorsports, come into a car that's equally balanced, and anybody has the chance to win. We saw uh, the biggest two we saw from the Haley Deegan versus Paul Tracy. We saw Brad Keselowski. They started allowing more Cup guys to come in. I think that kind of downfalled a little bit of SRX because you see these Cup drivers coming in just dominating, whereas
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
saw,
I agree.
yeah, then you saw at first whenever it was what is meant to be a multitude of different drivers, and it was equally balanced. We saw Stewart go out and win a championship. We saw Ryan Newman come in and win a championship. We saw Paul Tracy destroying the field every single week, and lucky if anybody did not get hit by Paul Tracy. Um, so then we saw Haley Deegan go against Paul Tracy and get into a fight. So I've enjoyed it. I think it was the best thing ever, and I hope that the future is bright, but it just doesn't look like it with kind of Ray Abraham, and I think Luke might have more on the whole
Uh-huh.
IROC deal than SP would. I mean, SP, you can have your take. I think he might have more information though on the whole IROC and Ray Abraham.
Uh-huh. All I want to say is I think the same reason why I saw IROC fail the first time and why SRX failed now. Obviously, yeah, the Embraham had something to do with it probably, but SRX was, the first season was so reliant on a multitude of different drivers, different, organizations coming in. You had IndyCar, you had, kind of like, the hometown guy would come in and, you know, race and all that. And I felt like SRX became way too heavy NASCAR because you only had maybe two non-NASCAR guys in there at the last season, and I feel like that's also a reason why it dropped because you had no hometown dude in there, and you had just too many NASCAR guys in there, which I felt like could drop the ratings a little bit. Whereas if you had like a little bit of an IndyCar guy here and maybe a hometown guy there, and some big name that's not like in NASCAR, like, Daniel Ricciardo, like a big name, or Jensen Button, just someone,
Scott Bloomquist on
like
dirt tracks.
that. Exactly. You know, it just became too NASCAR heavy, and I feel like it's just, because it's like I saw in one of Eric Estep's video, he made a comment like you could see Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch go at it in NASCAR. You don't need SRX for that. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yep, I saw that same
where
video.
Exactly. Whereas like, seeing Haley Deegan and Paul Tracy, like you mentioned, you don't see that anywhere else. Or like see Kyle Busch go against Helio Castroneves. You will never see that again going at it with each other. And that's just kind of my take, you know. And I feel like if IROC comes back, they gotta try to limit, the amount of, everyone gets in, because if you have too many heavy of one series, like too many NASCAR, too many IndyCar, too many like uh super cross, whatever it is, just it's not going to work out, and that's kind of why it failed the first time.
Luke, your thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of people think that um the new World Series, they think that it killed SRX. It has some of the reasons to do with it. It does not, in my opinion, have anything to do with it. Um, Ray Evernham also did not work on SRX in season 2 or season 3. He only worked on that series in season 1. A lot of people didn't know that. Only worked on it in season 1. And the IROC is not a series. It's a one race exhibition where they're going to try and get everyone to come in. And the track that they're going to do it at is suspected to be Nashville Fairgrounds, which got approval last week to have a racing series on the surface.
Interesting. Well, and you were saying Ray Abraham didn't have anything to do with it except for season one, but like, wasn't he like a back marker type of partner, um, maybe in like the marketing side of it or whatever for SRX for season two and three?
Well, what he did in
He still
season
played
1
some type
was
of role, I think.
he helped build the chassis, build the cars, pretty much the entire idea in season 1. Um, but then as the seasons went on, season 2 and 3, I don't think he had any involvement whatsoever.
Okay, that could have been wrong. But I thought that he had some type of like back marker that nobody really knew about type of role. And it's unfortunate to see. Like I said, you can obviously hear it from our voices and our takes. Uh, we enjoyed SRX, and there's a multitude of other guys that I know for sure are in our league that enjoyed watching SRX at Slinger, uh, and especially I like Slinger the most. But uh, it brought out the best in some drivers, and it showed that they still have chances at winning. We saw Ryan Newman win a championship. Who would have thought that he still had it in him? So I hated that it's shutting down for now, and hopefully not forever. But it does kind of seem that way in the early looks of it, um, and I think it's gonna be upsetting for a lot of viewers and just a lot of people in general. But hopefully this IROC takes off. Like I said, just one race only, but maybe we'll see more. And I'm kind of curious to see what the IROC deal is like as far as what kind of cars, what kind of chassis do we use? Do they potentially use IROC to maybe do a test of the electric series that they were talking about at one point? Do you think, Luke, that might be something that NASCAR tries to reach out to IROC and say, hey, we want to start this little small series of trying out electric series? You think they might try to hold a race with the IROC cars?
I don't know. That seems a little far fetched to me, only
It
because
is, but
NASCAR has a lot of options outside of that, I feel like.
I say it's a far fetched idea, but never hurts. So it's be quite interesting, say the least. But well, let's kind of head into what time it is. It's overtime. So overtime is going to be the name of the game. Y'all know it. It's every single week, and we're excited. Of course, we are at 3 different tracks, but of course, we're going to focus on the Cup Series at New Hampshire. So get y'all's thoughts ready to go. If you're new here, I'll go over the rules once again. We have a 2-minute timer that you'll see pop up on your screen. Overtime, we have the ones to watch on the green flag. We drop the green flag, and we ask each driver or each person in here, all 4 of us will get our vote on the ones to watch. Then we'll take the white flag and will be the keys to victory. What will be the key to seeing victory lane? After that will be the checker flag and will be our race winning picks. So 2 minutes is roughly at most tracks, probably about as long as it takes to get from the green flag to the checker flag in overtime. So we're going to have 2 minutes and we get to test it out, see if we can beat the timer. We lost last week by about 5 seconds because HD wanted to rant again. So he is not here this week, so hopefully we actually finish on time, maybe 10 seconds ahead versus his little 15, 30-second rant that he decided to do 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah, just call HD out like that. Why don't you? I'm sure I hope he's watching right now
I
and
hope
disapproves
he
of it.
is. I hope to God he is. That dude's gonna come at me next week so hard it's gonna be unreal. But or this week I guess we'll do Flash. We'll let you start off as the guest this week. You'll start us off, and then we'll go SP, LRS, and then myself. So with the countdown timer on the clock in 3, 2, and 1. Wants to watch.
One's to watch Mole, obviously, because he's really good at these flat tracks. Myself, because I tend to be. I am also really good at New Hampshire, and I would also say Pluto is another one to watch. Those are my 3 picks right there.
Ones to watch, obviously, yeah, Muller's gonna be one to watch. But honestly, I think Deport Eddie might have something in the tank that he's been keeping down within, not showing us quite yet, and I feel like it might come out at New Hampshire.
All right. I'm going with Mole is obviously the main one to watch. I'm also going to throw in SP because he's really good at New Hampshire and Tomato.
I was kind of about to pin out Tomato. Tomato's gonna be a really good one to watch. Mole, you just gotta watch him all the time, no matter what. But I think it's gonna be him and Tomato. But Deport is one to kind of linger out watching. 55 seconds. Keys to victory. Flash.
Keys to victory. Don't send it full. Send it into the corner. We're going to avoid that. I know we have a ton of problems with that, but yeah, that's my one key to victories. Don't full send it in.
SP.
Key to victory for me, save your tires. Tires are very important in New Hampshire. If you do not save your tires, you are dead in the water.
Keys to victory for me, I would say you have to be consistent. You got to hit that same line every lap.
Mine, just stay consistent, stay relaxed. Don't get into it early on, and be there when it matters. And race winning picks, 12 seconds. Flash.
Me, Mole.
All right, speak.
Honestly, I'm going with Flash.
All right,
Tomato.
and Mole. Right as time expires. Right as it went to 0.
Woo! We did it.
Alright. Perfect timing. Well, guys, of course, that is as quick as overtime is. So that's a good way to end it. So we are pretty much done for the night, guys. It's been a amazing night of a lot of cool and unique discussions this week. We had a lot of interesting talks. So you'll want to join UTR Live next week, as we'll be right back here with racing action from the Truck Series. They'll be going to Mid Ohio to start the Triple Truck Challenge. Then we will see right there on your screen Triple Truck Challenge at Mid Ohio, Phoenix, and Indianapolis Oval next 3 weeks for that challenge. Then we go to the Cup Series next week at, of course, New Hampshire. And then their next 2 races after that is at, well, actually, we take the All Star race, and that'll be a good one to watch. And then the Gateway will be there. Then the Xfinity Series schedule, we do have Darlington next week, and then followed by Charlotte and Kentucky. So, guys, any final words? Any final thoughts?
Good night.
SP1.
Well, guys, it's been a great one. Like I said, tune in for all the action around the league on UTR Live right here. Thank y'all to the supporters for dropping in. I think at one point we had almost 12 viewers. We probably had more than that. Thank you for the ones that stayed all the way through to support us and hang out with us in the chats. Thank you to y'all as well. And again, next week, UTR Live action going down. You don't want to miss it. And we'll be right back here for the podcast next Friday night. And we will hopefully have HD back with us and another special guest. Who will it be? You gotta wait to find out. So, from myself, Storm, from SP, LRS, and Flash. Flash, thank you for coming in here as our special guest this week. So glad to have you on, and hope to see you back here for a while.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all letting me in. Good night to the viewers.
Yep, and with that, Matt will be doing it for us. So, have a good night. Enjoy y'all's Friday night, and we'll see y'all next week.